Hello everyone, it's me, Team Mario C, and welcome back to another episode of Cosmic Sky. This is my solo playthrough of map number 9, Cosmic Sky Pantheon. We are back, and what we have behind us is a pretty exciting thing for the people that are here. The Mythic loot table has officially released, which means Mythic loot chests in adventure, mythic quests in the quest loot table, and mythic airdrops is currently incoming. Now, I have never seen one of these. I don't have the mythic marauder key, so I am not even sure if I will be able to attack the guards, never mind get any of the loot. I don't really know what I'm about to witness, but there is a huge crowd of 23 people on the /near, and we are all here ready and waiting to see the chaos that is going to unfold. Yeah, everyone's potting up, everyone's ready. Look at everyone in their sets. Okay, right, it's an insane free-for-all. No, oh no, really? Oh, this is the loot llama, so this is the boss. Yeah, okay. Okay, this is the boss! He comes back, okay. Everyone keeps hitting him outside of the road. Jesus. What the I just got double tapped in the air, what? That's crazy. Everyone's just running down with their Gears 3 sets. I must have... Okay. Well, we definitely didn't get any of the normal guards, but the loot llama is absolutely tanky as hell, bro. This is crazy. I guess it's around here? Yeah, okay. Everyone just seems to be hitting it away. Not quite, okay, hang on. Maybe some people are learning? No, not enough people. Yeah. Bro, I literally can't see it at all. It's dead. Okay. Oh, and it's damage specific, so this guy got the final kill, but I guess, yeah, Resistmus has probably got a crazy set and managed to get... That's... Bro, this is... mental. Alright, well, that was dramatic, it must be said. I don't want to know where I don't even know if I landed a single hit, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I probably didn't on the llama. But never mind. Sequentially just went neutral for some reason, but I'm gonna TP out, and I guess we will see. These guys can, so Golly Battle Riot, okay, this was the guy who got the final hit, and he opened it and he got, I'm not sure if that's good loot or bad loot, it looks pretty mid. But yeah, anyway, welcome my friends to the advent of Mythic. Speaking of Advent, oh, do you love that segue? We have Day 4 to claim. Please give me slots. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't believe how bad that was. I would have preferred gems. That's crazy. Okay. What the hell? That's not good at all. Anyway, let us introduce you all to Mythic loot. Mythic is the highest tier of loot in the game, and it is home to some absolutely insane items. If you thought Heroic was crazy with its bots and its OP weapons and slots and pets and enriched nodes and ridiculous amount of dust, welcome to Mythic loot. This is some of the most exclusive items in the game, as well as just generally a whole bunch of stuff. So let's go over it. I think we're going to cover it in detail because Mythic keys for adventure are incredibly rare. They go for tens of millions at the moment, and this is the loot pool that you have the privilege of trying to get access to. The Mystery Mask tiered to the Abandoned Ruins, which features a Bandit Mask through to the Pet Lover Mask. This is a pretty mid item. Player Rank Galactic, just the second highest rank in the game. The first highest Celestial, the absolutely insane rank that I have, which costs a lot of IRL money when a flash sale rolls around, is also in here. Then you have the Fatty Mask, one of the best masks in the game for PvP, giving 6 additional hit points, as well as boosted saturation. Then you have just a random Mythic Stone Gem, pretty solid item that you would expect in a Mythic loot table. 100% Mythic Socket Expander, as well as 75% Mythic Socket Expander, obviously the best sockets in the game. And since you no longer have dwarf gear that comes pre-applied, it's very, very valuable indeed. Then you have the +1 max Stone Gem. This isn't the skill gem you would find in quests, but it's pretty damn good. Then you have kind of a sort of trend where you look ahead at good items for the next adventure. This is an axe that has come pre-applied with Smite 6, which is very useful to build off during at least the early stages of the Iron adventure. Then you move along to this insane loot box, the Gridiron Glory, which has a very low but not a non-existent chance of giving System Override 5 Stone Gem, as well as 2 loot box bundles and a few other things too. You have a Smite 6 Stone Weapon enchant, which allows you to put Smite 6 on any grinding weapon. Then you have the sequel to our Smite 6 thing. We have a Plague Mask, which is obviously the best grinding mask for Lost Wasteland, so that's the second item that's looking ahead super OP for the next adventure. You have 4 different slot amounts, 3, 5, 10 and 15. Obviously depending on which one you get, it could be from mid/bad to pretty damn good. A 0% Stone Black Scroll, which is pretty good early on, but certainly not the best item in this loot table. The best item in the loot table, Celestial Rank. This is worth a lot of bloody money. I'm pretty confident in saying it's the best item in it. Then we have items that have seemed to be exclusive, at least to the Abandoned Ruins Mythic loot. We have 5 different chunk booster modules. I actually have to go to our island and take a look and finally explain what these do. Unfortunately, I am only level 11 and 2 levels away from unlocking the second, or Progression Island number 2, which is basically the first one I can unlock, which is this one. These are chunk boosters, which provide some predefined effect based on where they are to the chunk that they sit within. So you would get 25% more player XP within this chunk, and then over here you have a 7.5% fuel cost reduction in this chunk. However, if you right click, you can see that they have a secondary slot. You can use this slot to override the boost from these chunks, and you can override them with any of the buffs of any of these chunk booster modules, which include a 15% island EXP boost, which is quite powerful, +1 increased IS skill contributions, which isn't the most important thing, 5% increased chance to receive a treasure drop, which is kind of mid, 25% increased chance to receive a seed drop. Now that's an interesting one because it allows you to duplicate seeds. The reason why that is important is because there is one crop in the Abandoned Ruins that is incredibly difficult to get. Most crops, if you look at IS farming, everything from wheat up to carrots you can get in a plentiful supply. Obviously I've got, quite a lot chilling here, but there's one crop, the trophy crop, sugarcane. It is not a part of the progression tree, because if you look at IS farming and look at sugarcane, you need a certain amount of carrots grown. But if you look to the next crop, Torchflower, which will be the first crop of Lost Wasteland, you don't need to have grown any sugarcane. You only need to have grown carrots. However, it gives the highest ratio of trophy points to island EXP in the game, and as such it is a valuable thing that the top islands will want to get their hands on, like Monica Tusks within the Celestian League, and then there's a few split across the others. These are at least the 2 highest contenders so far. And I can show you the gap by, if I search for carrot, you can have a stack of carrots that's being sold for 170, or not even, sorry, 124k, like 2k per crop. At least in this case, that's actually really cheap. I might have to buy some. Let me just cop those guys real quick, because I will need some carrots. But if we compare that 2k, right, per crop to the roughly 20k per sugarcane, a little bit less in this case, but generally speaking, it's not cheap to get that trophy crop. So the module that I showed you, it has a chance to duplicate it when manually harvesting the sugarcane, which is very good for those trophy crops. It's not it's not a very particularly high chance for sure. It's not like actually a 25% chance. It's not like 1 in 4 sugarcane you break you'll get a sugarcane plantable crop. It's not like that at all. It boosts the attribute which you can get on farming hose. So I think I have a, yeah, you can see I have a 0.01% chance for bonus crop drops. That would be that. I think that attribute is then buffed by 25%, which is what that means. Quickly now, because I have a Skywars map or Skywars thing to do, speed run the rest. We have the manually placed Mythic airdrop flare, which you can see defeat the Mythic airdrop guards to unlock the exclusive loot. Then we have a random OP chain enchant. This is a max enchant loot from some of the best enchants in the game. You have mythic weapons, which come with not only a second heroic, but a second mythic socket. The random mythic +1 gem, which gives you the +1 mythic from Oblivion, Infectious, Critical Injury, Bleed, or System Override. A white scroll, which we're not going to talk about because we haven't done any chaotic fights. The mythic Marauder key, a set mythic, cosmic coins, weekly loot box, and the advent calendar. And I have now gotten into the Skywars, so let's do some Skywars. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm not very good at Skywars, but if we get a good teammate, I might get carried. And the loot box is very valuable when it comes to selling it, and I really could do with the money. Those guys seem to have beeline for mid. I'm honestly not even sure what happened to everyone else. I'm hoping I can get some decent gear. He's going to focus on the mid. I'm going to get some blocks. If we can get full set, as long as we can both stay alive, we have like a decent shot at this. Okay, we have 9 players left, and 2 of them are us, which is actually already pretty good going. We have a chance at top 3 situation here. Prop 4, sharp 3 is crazy. I got prop 1 boots. Nice. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was so slow to come around. I need to have the weakness at the ready. Who do we have nearby? He is one up here. Okay, let's get on. Yeah, let's go. Got him. Cool. You camp, I go down and make them low. I mean, we have Gapple, we have regen. Like, is he just saying survive? Is he like, oh, I'll camp, I guess I'll camp here then. Bro, please say he killed him. He got to have killed him, right? He got to have killed. Oh no, he probably had like insane loot. Well, if he's still alive, then it's second, but I don't know. He might win. He might finish it off. I don't know. We did. Okay, what did we get? Second, valid. We take those. That's big though. That's big. Skyward loot bag 2 is very big. 8 shell 1.75 mil. We'll give that a go. That would be a big influx of cash. Thank you for the carry. I kind of got carried. I don't know. I'm bad at PvP. I've already. Well, I don't think I've talked about it in video, but I am very much washed at PvP. Now, this is something exciting. Off camera, I have been buying Lost Wasteland fragments, and I have finally crafted them into a full Lost Wasteland adventure map. This is an item that gives you access to the next adventure. In my case, that next adventure, obviously, is the Lost Wasteland in a few days' time. So that is what we have to look forward to, and the level cap increases at the same time, which means that we need to get as close as possible to here within that time period. And the main way we're going to do that, obviously, is expanding our farm. But so far, so good. One of the reasons, it's not the most important thing in the world, but one of the reasons I've got my autoslayers trying to kill cows is that there's actually a hidden-ish mechanic in IS Slayer where once you reach a certain number of killed, you can boost the respawn rate of all spawners by up to 200%, which is very, very powerful, actually. And as you can see, it's not really, it's a small but not negligible amount of island EXP. But yeah, that's the general idea. I'm thinking, my dilemma at the moment is that although Mythic loot and all of the fantastic stuff it entails is finally out, and while I talk about this, I might as well show the Mythic questing loot. I don't really have a Mythic key, nor do I have... Wait, why is this so... Bro, you get a... I mean, apart from Mythic Candy and 3 slots, and this questing... Wait, this questing loot is cracked. Am I crazy? Wait, this questing loot seems... Like, apart from Mythic Candy randomization scroll and, like, the lower Cosmic Coin nodes, which will scale up later in the season. Bro, this seems insane. Mythic Quest... Bro, I might have to go into questing. I might have to really go into questing next adventure, bro. What? I'm kind of shocked. I know the loot pool is less, but damn. So the dilemma right now is that I don't have the money nor the luck to get any of either a Mythic questing set and Mythic quest key, or the far more expensive Mythic adventure key, and I don't really have a good enough adventure set in order to grind that. I think what's going to happen is that Iron is going to be the adventure where I go all in on adventure grinding. Because let's look, right? Gothic timer ticks down 10% faster. I don't know. Sorry, what? Sorry. Right, I think I forgot that perk was there. That's nuts. I forgot that was the perk. Okay, sorry. We're doing some teasing. Yeah, I think I want to go all in on Lost Wasteland Adventure because Iron Adventure grinding is a lot better. The thing about Abandoned Ruins, right, for a solo player is that you start out with literally nothing, and because you're a solo, you're gonna find it very difficult if you can't get either very lucky or a lot of grind time in. And because I've been doing these videos and editing them, I haven't really had the time. However, I am not going into the Iron Adventure with nothing. I am probably going in with by the time it comes out, probably 100,000 Dwarf Mine Realm Shop points. At the moment, I have 80,000, which is 8 Iron Armor Catalysts. So I'm going to have some money. I'm going to have some slots. And I'm really hoping that I can use that capital, that saved realm stuff, and I can make a good fairy iron set. That is the goal. And with that fairy iron set, I'm going to grind the bejeebus out of the Iron Adventure, and then I'm going to grind enough demonic to get the Lost Wasteland facility unlock, and then I'm going to grind the bejeebus out of the Lost Wasteland facility. That is the plan. But that is all far in the future, and I haven't really talked about what the facility is right now. But that will come. That's like the long-term vision. But it's just been... Abandoned Ruins is just tough, man. As a solo, where I'm not spending my... Like, if I just put all the time I was putting into this game on actually playing the game, I probably could have, like, a very good chain set right now. And if I made, like, one video at the end of Abandoned Ruins showing off everything I've done, I wouldn't have to worry too much. And I'm not, like... I don't want to come across as sounding... annoyed that I'm making content. No, I'm choosing to make the content. I want to make the content and show off how you play the game and what the starter experience is like. But I think it's fair to set expectations where if you are playing as much time as I'm putting in, including the editing time, you will probably be able to do more even as a solo. But if you only play the game like a few hours every day, instead of more than that, you will also be able to succeed. And here's the main thing. Don't be solo. Make a team. Get some flippin' friends. Join an alliance. Join an island. And, I don't know, focus more on questing instead of trying to do a bit of everything. Or, if you like automation, be an automation guy. Help set up the island. Obviously, you'd have to be quite trusted on the island you join if you're put in charge of the automation stuff. But, you know, you don't have to do what I'm doing. You can be better than me. And it's actually not that hard to do, right? If you're better at PvP, you can probably win more Skywars and more Battle Royales. You can potentially grind neutral quite quickly if you get a decent enough set. Like, there's a lot that you can do. But that is kind of the gist for the Mythic loot. That is what's going to happen today. I'm going to continue to do realms, do fish out, do a little bit of adventure grinding, and really, at this point, it's just about preparing for the Iron Adventure. Before I go, though, I wanted to finish off with this little clip of what I've been doing. At the end of the last episode, I showed off the automation. I want to show off a little bit again. This is the starting point. My auto crafter is dropping the coal fuel in. It goes up, round, and comes down, and it does not go into the fishing bots, because the fishing bots are disabled. They are not fuel efficient. They like the island EXP and resources they give. It's not very good in comparison to like the resources they cost. Well, I say that, right? The island XP is not bad, but the fuel consumption is pretty high too. So you have to bear that in mind. And the other thing is that the money is trash. It doesn't make money. Do not be confused. The difference between fresh and farmed fish, which if you didn't know, there is a completely different like price on the stuff that you get from auto fishers and that you get from manually fished. It's genuinely like, let's see, 1.2 for salmon. I think, yeah, it's 5% of the value, and yeah, it's rough out here. But the fishers have been turned off, so instead the fuel does go first to the miners. Then it comes around to the slayers, which I have 4 baby auto slayers on cows, and that is making me raw beef and steak. Then we come along to the auto harvesters, where I've got 3 auto harvesters on a mix of potatoes, pitcher pods, sweet berries, glow berries, and then this whole bottom layer is full of wheat. When that Skywars loot box eventually sells, I am hoping that I can replace, at the very least, all of the crops with at least glow berries. Ideally, I can have this entire these auto harvesters working solely on pitcher pods, and then the babies working on a mix of glowberries and potatoes. But it just costs money, man. It just costs money. And if I'd done more adventure grinding, I would have more crops to put in it, but I haven't, so I can't. But then, once it goes over the harvesters, instead of just cycling round, the fuel now flows back round and up to our workstation. At the moment, it is ending in here. These are my storage chests for coal fuel. I talked about it briefly, but it's always good to have a stockpile of fuel when transitioning. If I ever am consuming more fuel than I'm producing, then you want it set up so you can spin up the system quickly. And as we saw when I was setting up the coal fuel, eventually I'm going to either move the coal fuel or set up iron fuel. Either one of those will have to happen. Whichever order it is, it depends on how long I stick on this pretty pathetic beginner setup. And I will probably be moving things into the progression island here, the fuel cost reduction chunk, because fuel efficiency is important, right? And fuel is the name of the game. So yeah, it's currently ending here, and it's giving me a very big stockpile of coal fuel that I will then be able to either dump in an auto smelter or just use on whatever future stuff I'm doing. So that's about it for this episode. It was basically just a one-shot talk because, trust me, if I'm going to go back to daily episodes, I have to rapidly reduce the amount of footage I'm recording. I don't have much more to show at the moment because I'm just not doing much adventure grinding. And, frankly, there's a lot of cool stuff to already look at with the release of Mythic loot. But progress is being made in the background. Occasionally, I do actually get a decent placement in Skywars, even if I'm carried most of that time. And the automation setup is in full swing and working as intended. Although, something funky is going on with the bees that I don't quite understand. I think it's not working properly on sweet berries. Or doesn't I've got some suspicions. The bees aren't working as I expected them to. Let's just leave it at that. I think there's a chance. Yeah. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. We might need to do some more. We definitely have said we're doing more investigations into bees in the future, but that is going to be it from me. I think in next episode I want to work on the island from an aesthetic point of view. I want to build a base because when Lost Wasteland comes out, we're going to have a whole massive influx of new items, and my PVs are already a bit of a mess filled with sockets and books and whatnot. I want to clear that out. I want to make a storage area. I want to make a bit of a base. I want to make a pretty space that I can fish out in instead of staring at this pond for an hour. Yeah, we're going to work on that in the near future, to be sure. Hopefully before Lost Wasteland officially comes out. But that is all from me. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.